in this calculation, in this processing, if any header files is required, first we got to include the header files. So normally when we are writing the program, so our first setup is, so we have to set the environment. That means what are the files or what are the header files are required for executing the file. For example, in the C program, what we will do, include header files as well as the math.h. So these are the header files. Whatever the header files required, normally will include. Is correct. Similarly, in Python also, instead of the header files, here we have to use the libraries. In Python, this is one of the main feature for using the Python for data science. It having the more built-in libraries. So whatever your requirements, according to the requirements, we can include the libraries. So that is the here. So here main one important library for the data science is pandas. So pandas is one of the library. So it is mainly used for the data manipulation. If you are doing the data manipulation, because in our data science, our core heart of the component is the data. We are going to play or we are going to work with the data only. So for data manipulation or data handling, the first important library is the pandas. So we have to import pandas. So in this notebook, I am importing pandas as PD. As PD means is a alias name. As instead of here we have to use everywhere pandas, I have to type. Otherwise, if I am not using as PD, every time I have to type pandas. So instead of that, we have to give just alias name P1 or P. Just symbol we are giving the alias name. So two libraries I am importing. One is the pandas, another one is the numpy. So numpy is for the some numerical calculation. Whenever we are using some matrix or array kind of processing, so we have to include the numpy. So these two are the basic libraries. So wherever we need any libraries required, so that time we can call. It is not a necessity we have to include the library as a alias itself. Okay. So better once you practice, once you are well in that Python programming, then after that you have to the some of the libraries. So these are the libraries mostly we will use in the most of the data science application. Some of the libraries normally will used. Okay. So here first thing is we have to load the data set. So before we are going to apply the machine learning and algorithm, so first thing is we have to load the data set. Here I am developing one data set symbol. So data set myself, I created the one symbol CSV file, one Excel file. I will show the file. So now I hope you can able to see the Excel file. So I created the one simple Excel file. I am creating the one Excel file. So what are the contents are there? Employee ID, age, job, education, salary, marital status, own house, other loan, bank balance, CIBIL score, loan sanction. So this is the simple data for bank loan application. Okay. So whenever we are planning to apply loan, we are planning to get the loan means we have to approach the loan manager. We have to go to the bank and we will approach the bank manager. So the bank manager, they will not sanction immediately the loan. Is correct. So they will ask a lot of formalities there. So they will ask whether you are the private or whether you have the government job, whether you have the asset, whether you have the own house, whether you are having the any other loan, whether your spouse is working. You see, so they will check the what about our CIBIL score. So according to all the parameters, so finally only they will conclude that whether okay your application is we have sanctioned your loan or we are rejecting the loan. So based on the data, myself I created the one table. So I randomly myself only entered the value. So here you see that value. Here some of the column I didn't enter the value. So now you can able to see the column, the cell I am marking here. You can able to see that by purposefully. So here the values are missing. Now what is that? My data set is the incomplete data set. Is correct. So purposefully only I didn't enter the value. So this is I myself only created the data set, because whenever suppose the practicing time, if you are download the data set having more than 100 columns will be there, more than 1 lakh records will be there, and most of the attribute names and the column names are foreign names. Suppose if you are downloading some data set, so it is very difficult to understand. So for easy understanding level, so I am creating myself, I created the one simple data set. Okay, so this is the data set. So here some of the values are missing. So this data set only we are going to use here. You see, I am reading the data. So DF is nothing but I am creating the one data frame. I am creating the data frame. I will not spend more time about explaining the commands and others. Okay. So we are reading the files. I am reading the CSV file. CSV is the comma separable variable file. So normally whenever we are creating the Excel file, you can read a directly Excel file also. You can read a directly Excel file also. But instead of Excel file, hello. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Like any echo or any audio is the voice is very low.
No, sir. It's normal. Okay, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay.
I think participants.
Uh,
I request participants check your side, sir.
because some participants they are posting that my voice is very low or echo. Okay.
Please. Yes, yes.
Okay. So I am reading the file. Okay, I am reading the file. So the whatever we stored, I created the Excel file. I saved the Excel file as a CSV format. I created the Excel file as a CSV format. I read the file. You see whatever I created the Excel, the same file only. Employee ID, age, job, education, salary, marital status, own house, other loan, bank balance, CIBIL score, and the loan sanction. Here you see, here there is no missing value. So in the cell in the Excel file, wherever I created the blank column, the blank cell, here it will be treated as a NaN. So in your Python, in the Jupyter notebook, whenever we are reading the data file, so whenever we are reading the data set, if the data set values are missing, wherever the values are missing, so your Python that will, with the pandas automatically will assign the value. So that value normally we called as a NaN. So NaN means it is not a number. So NaN means not a number. So it is just a symbol. It is not a value. It is not a value. So here everywhere the cells are missing. Wherever the values are missing. So all the places are filled with NaN. Okay. So this is the first. So first part is, so we have to import the libraries. Whatever the libraries are required, then we have to import the data set. We have to import the data set. So our first task is we have to verify that whether your data is a proper. Whether your data is a proper. So here in our data set, some of the values are missing. Some of the values are missing. Okay, but it is a small data set. It is a small data set. By manually we can able to see that some of the values are missing. But the real thing is that it is a huge data set. So we should know about with the help of the command. So for that only one command is there, that is a is null. df is nothing but now I read the data file. The miss is the name of the file. I read the data file and stored the data file in one data frame. So the name of the data frame is df. The name of the data frame is df. Okay. So now here you see the df data frame is any null. The file having any null value. So if the value is null, it will give the value true. Is null. Yes means true. If the values are there in the particular cell, if the values are there, mean it will give value false. You see here, wherever the values is true, here you see one true. That means the value is missing. Here the value is missing. That means it is NaN. Here this is the NaN. So wherever the values are missing, that place it is identified as a true. So rest of the cells are it marked as a false. So first thing is we have to check that is null. So then df is null dot sum. So it will give the values are what is the total sum, what is the total null values. So according to the individual attribute, according to the individual column. So employee ID there is a no null value. Age 2 null values are there. 2 value means 2 missing values are there. Similarly job 2 missing values and loan sanction also there is a no. So employee ID another one is the last attribute. The loan sanction. Rest of the all the other attributes are values are some values some either 1 or 2 or 3 the values are missing. Is correct? So particularly I want to know about the individual any one of the column. I want to check that. So here it will give the all the columns, but I want to check any individual one column. So I am applying that df salary. Salary is the one of the column. Salary is the one of the column. If that value is null, then wherever the values are null in the particular column, for example employee ID 3. So that means the record number, second record, 11th record and the 17th record. You see the values are NaN. So we are checking only the salary. So which of the record salary values having the null values, it will display that value. So another one is the shape command. Another one is a df shape command. So the shape, what is the shape of the data frame? What is the shape of the shape means it is a rows x and y axis, rows and the columns. So how many rows are there? How many columns are there? So that means that will give the shape of the your data frame. Here 20 rows are there and 11 attributes are 11 columns are there. So total in my data set we are having the 20 records are there. That means 20 rows or 20 records, another is 11 columns. Okay. Now we have the some of the values are missing values are there. How will you handle the missing values? The values are some of the values are missing. How will you handle the missing values? So one way is we can drop. Suppose we have the some 1000 records are there, some 5 records with the values are missing. So instead of dealing putting our head on the 5 records, simply we ignore the 5 records, simply we delete the 5 records. We will consider that we can take the rest of the records. That is also one option. That means what are the possible ways are there to handle the data? So that is our task. What are the ways are there to handle the missing values records? So one option is the drop column. One option is the drop column. So here the method is the drop NA. In Python, it is having the one method. In Python, where the method is there, the method is available in the pandas library. The method is available in the pandas library. So further, whenever we are if you want to use any method, so we have to use the proper path. We have to use the proper path. So first we have to specify the data frame df. df is nothing but the data frame. Now if we are using the df, that means we are invoking the methods available in the particular library pandas. Okay. So df drop NA. So drop NA means we are going to drop. We are going to drop. How? Here two keyword normally used. One is the any, another one is all. So any in the sense if anywhere particular same row, but sometimes what happen in the row, any one of the cell will be, any one of the column will be value only may be missing. If you want to drop the particular cell value, if you want to drop the particular cell value, or if you want to drop all the records, if you want to drop all the records, accordingly we have to choose the value any or all. So any, how many, instead of the whole records, instead of the whole rows, sometimes some of the cells, some of the, you see the one record, one row, maybe any one or two column only the value is missing. So like that, how many things are there? So totally 11 records are there. In the total 20 records, out of the 20 records, 11 records, somewhere the values are missing. Somewhere the values are missing. That means 9 record. Here the result is 9, 11. What is the meaning? That out of the 20 records, 9 records, there is no missing values. 9 records, there is no missing values. There is a proper. All the values are available. Only the 11 records, only the values are missing. Only the 11 records, only the values are missing. But in this 11 represent the attributes. And df.shape. This is our total. This is our total. How many records and how many rows. So and drop NA, how all. So all in the sense means, so wherever the record, all the attributes. So nowhere we are having the 20 records. In the 20 records, some of the columns only missing. No one record having all the columns. For example, in the 11 columns, values are not missing in any one of the records. There is no such a record. Your employee ID, name, all the values are not missing in any one of the record also. For the 20, it is showing that 20,11. So there is no such a records. So here in place, one word is normally we are using in place equal to false. So what by default, normally here the comma, we will use the in place equal to false. Suppose in place equal to false means we are in the command line we are executing that. This command line itself, it will work. So it will not reflect to the next command. When we are executing the command line by line, so that means this type of mode is normally we called as the interactive mode. This type of mode is normally we called as the interactive mode. So whether it will reflect in all your commands, or it will reflect only the particular command line only. So by default, it will not reflect in all the commands. So that only your in place equal to false. The in place equal to false. Suppose once you executed, if you want to reflect the commands in all the successive command line means you have to give the word in place equal to true. You have to give the word in place equal to true. Okay. So this is the one thing. Another one is suppose in the particular one, here we are applying that all, the how any and all, we are applying in all the commands, all the rows and the columns. Suppose I want to check that any one of the particular field. In salary, how many records we are having that missing value. So totally only 3 records, only the 3 records. Here the value 17 means 17 records, there is no issue. 17 records, there is no issue, only the 3 records. Suppose you see age and salary. So the 2 columns, Wherever the records, age and salary is having the any missing values. So here what is the column? Only the one record. Only the one record having the two values are missing. Only the two values are missing. Rest of the 19 columns are okay. Rest of the 19 columns are okay. And drop NA axis equal to 1. So normally in the Python, axis 1 represents the column, axis 0 represents the row. So we are drop NA the all the columns. We are drop NA all the columns wherever the columns are having that missing value. So here, what is the columns are there? You see, other than the employee ID and the loan sanction, all the columns are having missing values. All the columns are having missing values. So we can able to drop all the columns. I want to drop all the columns wherever the values are missing. Wherever the values are missing. Okay. So up to here is the drop NA. We can able to drop the columns. No need to fill the values. No need to fill the values. Simply we can able to drop the columns. Okay. That is the one option. Second one is I don't want to drop. I don't want to drop. I have to fill some values. I have to fill some values. Okay. How we are going to fill the values? How we are going to fill the values? One method is there. We can call the method is a fill NA. Fill NA is the one method. So that is used to fill the null values. That is used to fill the null values. Suppose I am checking that job. So job is that one column. In that job is the column. Two records are missing. Two records, their values are missing. The record number 4 and the record number 7. So what are the values are there in the job? You see here the job. Generally, what are the values are there in the job? Your job may be government, self-employed, student. You see here one NAN is there. Here the value is missing. Record number 4. And similarly record number 7. This is also value is missing. So either self-employed or a student or a retired or housemaid or ex-serviceman or private. Some values are there. Some values are there. Only two columns the values are missing. Only the two columns the values are missing. Correct? So how we are going to handle the values? How we are going to handle the values or how we are going to fill the values? So we are going to fill the values. I am wherever the values are missing. So both the values I am fill with the private. So both the values I am filling with the private. So wherever the missing values are there, so I am going to fill with I don't want to check with anything. I filled with any one value. So here I am choosing that value is a private. I am choosing the value is a private. So I am filled the value with the private. So after I am filling, I am checking that any null. No, because already I filled. You see. Already I filled. So and I am applying here command the in place equal to true. That means it will affect. So it will affect in the data file. It will affect in the data. So that only I am giving the file in place equal to true. So after I am checking, you see there is no records. There is no missing values. Similarly, if you are using the some default value, we can use some number also. Suppose I want to all the filling values. Wherever the values are missing, that value I can fill with some global constant 0 or I can able to fill with some another constant yes. Okay, wherever suppose the values are missing, so I can fill with that yes or I can fill with the yes 0 or I can fill with some other constant 1. Whatever you want, you are planning to prefer, you can use that global, using that global constant also you can fill the values. So you see other loan, wherever the other loans values are missing, I am simply fill with that yes. I am simply fill with the yes. You see now there is no missing values. Now there is no missing values. So wherever the values are NaN, that values we are going to fill with the yes. And other loan is any missing values are there in the other loan. Here true only one. Here only one column is there. Okay. So there also we can able to fill with either yes or no or true or false, whatever if you want, we can able to fill. So another one feature, another one structure we can call it is a data structure. So in Python we are using so many data structures are there. So one important data structure is we can call it as a dictionary. One important data structure is there. We can call it as a dictionary. Okay. So dictionary is nothing but the key value pair. Dictionary normally we can call it as the key value pair. You see wherever the values are age column is missing. Wherever the age column is missing, I fill the value 30. So instead of filling one values, instead of filling that one value with the one key one column with the one value, we can able to fill the multiple columns. We can able to fill the multiple column with the different values. So here I am see that age, wherever the age values are missing, that I am going to fill with the 30. So wherever the value salary is missing, I am going to fill with the 20,000. So wherever the education is missing, I am filling with the UG. So this is the way we can able to use, with the help of the dictionary also we can able to fill the attributes column value. Participants, are you following me? So far any doubt is there whether I am going fast or whether it can, any doubt is there? Because yesterday's session is different and today's session is different. Okay, thank you sir. So thank you. So another one way is there, for example in the age. You see in the age attribute. In the age attribute, so here you see the record number 10 and 11, the values are missing. 10 and 11, the values are missing. Okay. So here, another one option. Suppose sometimes what happened, yesterday we discussed, the salary, 5 people's salary, 4 people's salaries are there. 1 people or 2 people, they didn't enter the salary field. So here I want to fill with the mean value. So whatever I have, I will take the average value. I will take the average value. So wherever the values are missing, simply I replace with that. What is the value? The average value. So here you see, here the what are the values are there? Value, for example, 10th and the 11th record. 10th and 11th record is missing. So I don't want to fill it any value because it is a age. I cannot randomly fill this as 0 or I cannot randomly fill it as 1 is correct. So I am using some scientific. We are using some mathematical way. What is the thing means? I have to take the average. I am taking the average about the rest of all the values. So you see what is the average? The average is 39.5. The average is 39.5. So that value, you see here the 2 records are missing. These 2 records are missing. That 2 record I filled with the average value, that is a mean value. I am taking the rest of all the attributes mean value. So this is also one way. This is also one of the way to fill the missing values. I take the average and I am filling the values. I am filling the values. So another is a salary. So here you see another is a salary. Salary also here some of the records are missing. Salary also here some of the records are missing. So here another one method is there, that is a F fill. So F fill, you see F fill is nothing but it is a forward fill. F fill is nothing but it is a forward fill. You see here which record is missing, second record is missing. So what is the previous value? Previous value is 30,000. That value I am going to fill with the rest. I am forwarding that, I am forward filling. That means the 30,000 is forwarded to the next missing value. Similarly, the 40,000 is forwarded to the here. Similarly, the 16,000 is forwarded to here. That is a F fill. So F fill is nothing but forward fill. So here you see the 30,000 is filling here, 40,000 is filling here, and the 60,000 is filling here. Similarly, backward fill also there. Similarly, forward fill, another one name is padding. We are padding the values. We are padding means whatever the previous value is there, the same value we are copying to the next cell. That method we can call this the pad. Pad and forward fill both are same. Pad and forward fill both are same. Similarly, backward fill. So instead I am taking the previous data, I want to take the next data. That means the next data I am going to fill the backward order. So that is we can use as a backward fill. That is we got to use as a backward fill. So now after that we can able to check. So after whatever we are filling there, so we can, I want to know about what is the information about the particular data frame. So what is the data frame? What is the name of the data frame? Whether it is a integer value or whether it is a flat value, numerical value, decimal value will comes flat. So your categorical value, the data type is normally called as the object. So now there is a no null value. So all the values are being filled. All the values are now we are filling. There is no null values. So after that also we can check df dot is null. If there is all the columns are false, means there is no null. Or df dot is null dot sum, you can apply that method also. Then it will give all 0 means there is no attributes or there is no column with null values. So this is the CIBIL score. So CIBIL score also we are having that some null values there. So that also because I didn't apply the in place true. And backward fill, CIBIL score also I am using the backward fill. Now everything's almost whatever things are there we have to fill. So now you see next, so this is my data. So after that you see After the pre-processing, there is no null value. After the pre-processing, there is a no null value. All the values are filled. All the values are filled with some other value. Sometimes we got global constant filled, or forward fill, or backward fill, or we got sometimes if you don't want to fill the values, if you want to drop the value record also, you can drop it. That is up to us only. How you are going to handle the data set? What is the way you are handling the missing values? And the head will display the first record, first 5 records. The tail command, suppose if you have the more number of records are there, so I want to see the first 5 records, or I want to see the last 5 records. By default is 5. Suppose if you want to display the 10 records, then df tail of within bracket, if you give 10, or if you want to give 5 means it will display the another 5 records. Okay, more 10 records or 7 records or 1 records. So what are the columns are there, what are the things are there. Okay, now you see another thing is there. So now the pre-processing, first part is wherever you have the missing values, so we have to handle the missing values. That is the first task. So what is the second task is, so wherever you have the categorical value, it should be converted into the numerical value, because our machine learning, we are going to apply the data, we are going to implement with the help of the machine learning. The computer system will knows only the numerical value. The computer will handle only the numerical value. So whatever you are having the categorical value, all the categorical value should be also converted into the numerical value. Your categorical value also converted into the numerical value. That is also part of the pre-processing. That is also part of the pre-processing. Okay. So for that, first thing is the marital status. So different ways are there. How we are going to convert the categorical value into the numerical value. Categorical value into the numerical values. Different methods are there. We will see some of the methods. Okay. So here first one is the marital status. So in the marital status, what are the unique values are there? The marital status, what are the unique values are there? We are having the 3 values are there. We are having the 3 values are there. Married, single, another one is a divorced. One is a married, another one is a single, another one is a divorced. So here the data type is object, because the values are the categorical values. So now I am going to replace. Here I am defining one user defined function. Here I am defining the one user defined function. With the help of the user defined function, I am going to replace the value. I am going to replace the value. So here single means I have to replace with the 0. So whatever the other value, for example, if it is a divorce or if it is a married, I am going to replace the value with 1. So because earlier we are having the categorical value married, single and divorced. So now I am going to replace the categorical value with the numerical value. What is the numerical value I am going to assign? Either it is a 0 or it is a 1. Okay. So I am applying that value. I am applying that. I am calling the user defined function. I am applying the value. So now you see the marital status. The marital status will be ones and zeros. Earlier the marital status value will be married, single and divorced. So now it is changed to ones and zeros. Okay. Similarly all the things. Similarly own house. The own house we are having the value yes or no. The own house we are having the yes or no. So this is the another one way. So map is the another one method. So map is the another one method. Using that method also we can able to replace the categorical value into the numerical value. Here you see yes will be replaced into 1 and the no will be replaced to 0. Yes will be replaced to 1 and no will be replaced to 0. Now you see the other loan. Sorry. Own house. Own house also earlier we are having the yes or no. Here you see own house we are having the yes or no. Now the yes or no will be replaced as the ones and 0. Similarly other loan. Other loan I am using the another one method, that is a replace. Another one method is there, that is a map is the one method, replace is the another method. So many ways are there. In Python they are providing the so many ways or so many methods. We can able to replace the categorical value into the numerical value. So now here you see yes will be replaced 1 into 0. Similarly job. So job here we are having the only 1 or 2 values only. So 1 or 2 values simply we can use apply or map or replace with the help of that either 0, 1 or 1, 2, 3 like that. Suppose sometimes we are having the multiple values. Here you see the job. So job is having more values. What are the values are there? Here you see government, self-employed, student, unknown, private, housemaid, retired, ex-service, unemployed. So many values are there. We have so many values are there. So here we cannot able to use that this 2 value option. So here I am preferring the dictionary. Here I am preferring the dictionary option. That means you see here replace. How I am replacing the value? Key value pair. So unknown is I am using 0, government means 1, self-employed 2, student 3, private 3, housemaid 4, retired 6. I am replacing all the categorical value, all the whatever the values are there, the job field, job column. So I am giving that some numerical values. So after that you see job will be also replaced. Similarly education value also I am replacing that value. Education also I am replacing unknown PG, UG, secondary, I am replacing that values. Okay. So similarly we got to replace. I am checking that one. Similarly I am replacing the loan sanction. Loan sanction also yes and no will be there. I am replacing 1 and 0. So now you see almost all the values. Now you see there is a no categorical values. Your employee ID, age, job, education, salary, all the values are numerical values. So hereafter, yesterday we discussed in the data pre-processing, one more concept also there, that is a normalization. The data transformation, one function or one operation is there, so that is a normalization. Sometimes what we have to do means, you see the salary. Some people's salary may be in the 2000 or 5000. Some people's salary may be the 3 lakhs. So for example, some organization more than, suppose sir, if you have, there is a no attribute is there, you can add it. That is up to, we can add n number of attributes. That is no issue for adding the attributes. What is the normalization procedure means? Suppose we are having the more, for example, the real scenario, what will be that in particular one company or particular organization, more than 5,000 or 10,000 people will be there. So their salary will be range of 1,000 will be 5,000 also there. Low pay people, 5,000 will be also there. And more number of people, more salary, some 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs will be there. Now the range salary, 5,000 to some 3 lakhs, more salary will be there. So I want to normalize the data within the range of 0 to 1. So for example, lowest salary. What is the lowest salary? 5,000 rupees. So 5,000 rupees I will normalize to 0. What is the highest salary? For example, highest salary is 3 lakhs. So that 3 lakhs will be, I will go to fix, I will fix the value is the 1. So your lowest salary is 0. That means 5,000 is 0. And the highest salary, that is your 3 lakhs will be, I am going to fix as the 1. So rest of the whatever the values will be there, it will be in the range of 0 to 1 only. That means we are normalizing the data within 0 to 1. Okay. So that is the main concept of the normalization. Here you see the salary and bank balance. If you want to CIBIL score also, that we can do it. So here we will see that bank balance. Some people may be having the bank balance 100 rupees. Some people they have the bank balance maybe the 1 crore. You see, then you see the range of the value. Value may be 100 also there, value may be the 1 crore value will be there. Then you see the data set, it will not be good. So I want to normalize the data within the range of 0 to 1. Whatever it may be the value, but I will normalize the value within the range of 0 to 1. So for that, first we know what is the minimum value. First, because minimum value should be 0 and the maximum value will be, we are going to fix as the 1. That is up to 1. It is not matter that 0 to 1. For if you want to make it is a -1 to +1, or I want to make it is a 5 to 10, or I want to make it is a 10 to 20. So whatever the range, so but we have to fix the range. Whatever the value will be there, we are fixing the boundary, all the values within the boundary of 0 to 1. Now you see the bank balance. What is the minimum value? Minimum value is 500. The bank balance, what is the maximum value? Maximum value is 65,000. Maximum value is the 65,000. Okay. So now I want to fix it. Minimum value, that means 500 will be 0 and that 65,000 will be 1. So here, so many normalization method will be there. Z score normalization, and one important normalization method is a min-max normalization. One important normalization method is we can call it is a min-max normalization. How will you do the min-max normalization? So this is the formula. So this is the, here just I am uploading the image. So here it is not a Python command. This is not a Python command. You see, I type the image in that one Word file, or I will make a PPT in the screenshot. I take the screenshot. This is the screenshot of the presentation, and I stored the file name as a one PNG file. I stored the file name is the PNG file. I am reading the PNG file in the Google Colab. So this is not a command. Don't see that how we are deriving the command. It is not the command. I saved the screenshot of the PPT. I saved the screenshot of the PPT in one PNG file. Just I am reading the PNG file in the Google Colab. It's just a reading. Okay. So What is the min max? This is the command. This is the command. Suppose which value you want to normalize. So here you see the example, then you can able to understand that what is the mean of normalization. Here you see the salary. The salary values are 19,000, 64,000 to up to 45,000 is there. But what is the minimum value? Minimum value is 19,000 and the maximum value will be 1 lakh. So here minimum value will be the 19,000 and the maximum value will be the 1 lakh. So I am going to normalize the data. So what is the minimum value? 19,000 I am going to fix as 0. So what is the maximum value? Maximum value I am going to fix as the 1. So that means 1 lakh will be I am treated as a 1. So whatever the rest of the value will be there, it should be in the range of 0 to 1 only. So I want to normalize the value 45,000. I want to normalize the value 45,000. So what is the formula? You see the formula xi. Xi means which value you want to normalize. So that means 45,000 minus what is the minimum value? Minimum value is 19,000. Minimum value is 19,000 divided by what is the maximum value? 1 lakh. What is the minimum value? Minimum value will be the 19,000 into new max. That means a 1 minus 0 plus new minimum is 0. So according to the formula, what is the value here? 0.32. So that means your 45,000 value is normalized to 0.32. So this is the formula. So this is the formula for the min-max normalization. The same formula only here I am applying. So the same, because why I am putting this slide, the image here means, so instead of seeing the command, before that you should get some idea about that, what is a min-max normalization. Okay. So now here you see the same one, the same only here I am applying that, what is the minimum value, the same formula, what is the x divided minus x minus minimum value. You see v means a new which value you want to normalize. So minus minimum value divided by maximum minus minimum. So here I am using the lambda function. Lambda is nothing but it is an anonymous function. It is a inline function. It is a inline function. So no need to call, no need to define or no need to call. The line itself it will work. So that only we can call it a anonymous inline function. So now you see after that the bank balance. So the bank balance value will be 1 to 0 only. Whatever the range of value will be there, whatever the range of value will be there, it will have to convert it into the 1 to 0 only. Similarly, salary also. Similarly, in the same method, the same formula, I am changing the salary also. Salary also I am converting to 0 to 1. So now you see all the values are, all the values are normalized. All the values are normalized as well as the pre-processed. So earlier I have to read the data set. The data set having the some values are there. So lambda, it is a function, ma'am. There is no formula for lambda. Lambda is the name of the function. It is not a value. So lambda is, there is no value. It is a function name. It is a anonymous inline name of the function is the lambda. If you are defining the inline function, we can call, because we are going to give the values. So give the values. So no need to define the function. No need to define the function. Just to give that, what we can say that inline we are calling the function. So we are not giving any value. So we are not giving any value to the lambda. The name lambda is nothing but it's the name of the function. Okay. So now you see, once I pre-process everything, so then I will write that value. So whatever I am going to write the value in the new processed. I am the new process CSV file will be that I am reading one CSV file. I process all the values. I am pre-process all the data. After the pre-processing, I am storing the data into the another one file. I am storing the data into the another one file. We can call it is a new process CSV file. So this is the one way. So another one important thing is from the things. So what is the association between the attributes? What is the association between the attributes? Totally we are having the 17, some 11 attributes are there. What is the association? What is the correlation among the attributes? So there are three kinds of correlation will be there. One is a positive correlation, another is a zero correlation, another one is a negative correlation. You see what is the meaning of positive correlation means? For example, the one attribute value increase, another one value also increase, or one attribute value decrease, another one value also decrease. For example, I will tell, for example, our salary and our experience. If our experience is increasing, automatically our salary will be also increasing. Suppose you are having 3 years experience, you will get some 40,000 rupees salary. Suppose I am having 6 years experience, then we will get some SSTs of 70,000 rupees experience. Is correct? Your experience is increasing. At the same time, our salary also increasing. So that means here the salary and experience, here the both attributes are we can call as a positive correlation. but sometimes there is no correlation. For example, your weight and salary, your weight and your salary, or your name and salary, there is no correlation. Your name and there is no relation between your name as well as salary. Similarly, your weight, suppose somebody having 50 kg will give more salary, or you are having 80 kg will give more salary. It is not like that. So there is no correlation between the salary as well as the, what we can say, that your weight and the name. So that means there is a no zero correlation. Suppose sometimes some attributes is a negative correlation. That means one value increase, another one will be decrease. One attribute increasing, another one is decreasing. For example, if you are traveling a car, if you are traveling a car, your speed will, you are going the car in the 40 kilometer speed. You are going car in a 40 kilometer speed, then you will reach the destination. Your traveling hours will be 1 hour. So your speed is 40 kilometers. You will take the reach the destination. It will take 1 hour. Suppose you are increasing the speed. It will 80. You are increasing the speed. That means speed 42 you are increasing. 40 kilometer speed you are increasing to 80 kilometer speed. Then what will be the you will reach it is within 30 minutes. So that means your distance, time taken to reach the destination, that value is decreasing. That means one value is increasing, another one value is decreasing. This is we can call as a negative correlation. So here why I am showing this here means our ultimate aim of the data science is we have to find any correlation between the attributes. So here I have shown the 11 attributes are there, is correct. 11 attributes are there. Among the 11 attributes, any correlation is there. Any correlation is there. That also we can able to find. That also we can able to find the correlation between the value. So normally what is the correlation value? Correlation value will be -1 to +1. I hope somebody you may know the things are -1 to +1. 0 means no correlation. So the middle value is 0, 0 to +1, another one is a 0 to -1. Okay, the middle part is 0. So upward go to +1 and downward it goes to the -1. So the values are increasing. 0 to 1 means it is a positive relation. 0 to 1 means it is a positive correlation. And 0 to going to towards the -1 means it is a negative correlation. It is a negative correlation. Here you see that now we can able to see that here the employee ID with age. So employee ID maybe it will give some minus and a plus, but there is no impact. Employee ID is there is no impact. But what about for example your salary? Your salary with your other CIBIL score, your salary with other CIBIL score, or you can see the loan sanction. Actually normally the loan sanction will be our final attribute, class attribute, is correct. So your class, that is the loan sanction, the yes or no value. So that is your class label, that is our result. Your result column or your result attribute will be the loan sanction. So how this attribute is depends with the other value. You see the loan sanction with the salary. So almost your loan sanction in the salary will give more impact. The value is 0.5. So almost above, very closer to 1, very closer to 1. So here I am showing this value. I am showing this value in that where in the numerical value. I want to see this value in that graph, the chart. Now this is the one chart we can call it's a heat map, match show. We can call it a match show. Here you can see. So for that we have to import the display library. Whatever the library normally we use for the visualization, Matplotlib is one of the library normally we'll use for that particular what we can say that display, whatever the graph or chart we want to display. So we have to import the library. We have to import the library. So here I am showing the things. Here you see the color. So the values are normally the values are +1 to -0.4. You see the color. If the color is going to towards the yellow color, then it is going to that, what we can say that it is a positive correlation. If the color is going to the dark green, it will going to the negative correlation. Now you see the loan sanction. The loan sanction, which of the attribute you see the salary. Salary is there. Salary is giving the yellow color. You see your loan sanctions depends on your salary. And what is another yellow color is there, little bit yellow color, bank balance and the CIBIL score. So because just I only entered the values. But with the help of this graph or with the help of this chart, okay, we can able to understand that what is the correlation, what is the association between the various attributes. Okay, whether it is a positive correlation. You see the loan sanction and your job and the loan sanction with the age, it is a negative color. So that means there is a no correlation. There is a no there. If it is a light green color, there is a negative correlation. If it is a light green color, means there is a zero correlation. So according to this graph, we can able to understand that how the things are there. Okay, so this is the one. Yes sir, this is a heat map. This is a heat map. Another thing is already told you, we have to convert the categorical value. So another one way is there. We are mapping. Earlier we are mapping the categorical value into the numerical value. So this is the another one way is there. We can convert the categorical into the numerical value. We have to convert the categorical value into the numerical value. For example, I am reading one data. I am reading the data. So binary value, nominal value, ordinal value. You see, yesterday we discussed some of the attributes. So what do you mean by nominal attributes? What do you mean by ordinal attributes? What do you mean by the binary attributes? So ordinal attributes means the attributes values are having some weightage there. Nominal attribute means there is no weightage. You see the red, green, there is no weightage. So and you see the ordinal attributes, hot, warm. So we can, hot means it is a temperature is above high. Warm means temperature is very low. So that we can say it is that some that and the ordinal value attributes. So here the values are categorical value. Here the values are the categorical values. Just I am displaying the value. So we are converting the value because you see. Hello sir. Sir, I will complete within another 10 minutes, sir. I will not take more time. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. So the encoding schemes are there. Some of the encoding schemes are there. Label encoding, hot encoding, hash encoding. Some of the encoding mechanisms are there. With the help of the encoding, we can convert the categorical value into the numerical value. Okay. So this is the way. No need to spend more time. And this is, suppose sometimes some attributes having the special characters. Suppose you see CSC 101 comma, and suppose here somebody entered the dollar, or in between some values are there. Suppose in your attribute value, if you having any special characters there, suppose any special characters there, we can able to replace. We can able to replace the command. We can the string. So the /w giving any special character. If you having any special character, we have to replace. We have to replace with the nothing. There is no value. You see CSC also there and the salary also there. After that I am replacing the ID. You see, after that there is no in between, whether it is a first character or in between or last character, wherever any special character is there, we are replacing. Similarly, salary also, if you have some special characters, that also we can able to replace the things. And yesterday we discussed the interquartile range, IQR. So how you are going to find the IQR value? How you are going to find the, you have to take any one of the data set. You have to find the value of what is a Q1, what is a Q2, what is a Q3, what is IQR value, and what is outlier value. So this particular one data set, this is the range. So minus 42 to 155.5. So these values we can consider. So this value we can consider. Okay. And these are the sum of the graphs. Okay, already time up. So these are the sum of the graph we can able to see. So this is the, I take the one IPL data set. I have taken the one the IPL data set. The IPL data set, what are the ways we can able to show as a graph? For example, histogram. We can able to draw the histogram, or we can able to density plot. Density plot means where the most of the data are organized. Sold price. Every cricket player, they will sold in the action. In the action they were selling that which fixed some price. So most of the players are within the range of 50 lakhs. So according to this data, data set value, okay. And this is the box plot or fixer plot. Another one plot will be there. We can call it as a box plot or fixer plot. What is mean that? So yesterday we discussed the outlier. And outlier, another one is that we have to deal with the what is a Q1, Q2, 5 number summary. We can call it the 5 number summary normally. What is the minimum value? Q1 value, minimum value, Q1 value, Q2 value, Q3 value, maximum value. So less than the minimum value also outlier, and above the maximum value also we can call this outlier. So that we can able to identify with the help of the box plot. We can call it is a box plot, or we can call it is a whisker plot. Okay. So this is, you see this in this data set. So these are the values are some of the outlier also there. So this is the sum of the plot value. And we can able to regression plot. So regression means what is the association between the values? What is the association between these two values? With the help of the regression line, we can able to identify these things. So already I told you the heat map. One participants also asked the same heat map. Same heat map value. I have taken the sum of the attributes. I have not taken all the attributes. I have taken the sum of the attributes. So with the help of the attributes, we can able to find the what is the correlation among the this value. And suppose you see our main ultimate aim for you download the data set, we have to pre-process the data set. So whatever if you want to convert, the sum of the data set means we have to convert categorical to numerical value. So finally we have to do the some prediction. We have to do the some prediction analysis. Is correct? Same I have to taken the same data set only. I pre-processed the data set. I have taken the pre-processed data set only. Okay. For that, building the data model, here I am using the regression. So here we have to, first thing is that we have to split the data set. Into two. So we have the 11 attributes are there. In the 11 attributes, your last attributes in the loan sanction is the class level attributes. That is your result attributes in the loan sanction. Rest of the all other attributes are another set. Okay. So we have to divide the data set into two categories. One is a dependent variable, another one is a independent variables. So here the value dependent variable. The loan sanction is a dependent variable. That variable value depends on some other independent variables. Here all other attributes. You leave the employee ID. So age, job, education. So these attributes up to the CIBIL score, I have to take as a one set. Another your loan sanction is I am taking as a another one data set. I have taken that is on the another one data set. Okay. Loan sanction will be the one Y, and the rest of the all other attributes I have to take as the X and Y. I have to take the two values. So we have to reshape once, because the Y we have to make your data set values in the single dimensional vector value. So for that only we have to apply the reshape value. Okay, reshape -1, 1 means we are reshaping the data into the single dimensional vector array. So that is the concept of reshape. So then I am using the linear regression. So simple machine learning model, linear regression model, that is a linear regression model. With the help of that, I have to create one object. CLF is I have to create the object, the linear regression object. Inside the linear regression, I am fitting the data. I am going to fit the data X and Y. What is X? X will be all your independent attributes, and Y will be all your dependent attributes. Accordingly, I have to create the object. What is the name of the object? CLF. I created the model CLF. So now I am going to predict. With one new data. I am giving some new data value. I am going to give all your X values, all the X attribute value. I am giving all the attributes, age, and all the parameter. I am giving that values. Okay. So according to what is the loan status, what is the prediction? Value 0.77. And you see I am giving the very less value. So what is the result? 0.0. So normally the regression result value will be normally 0 to 1. So your cutoff minimum threshold value will be 0.5. So if the value is exceeding 0.5, we have to consider as a positive. We can give as a positive. If the value is less than 0.5, we can consider as a negative. Okay. So the loan sanction is sanctioned. The particular this data, according to our existing data set, in this new data, the loan is sanctioned. According this I am only giving the lowest value. So according to this your existing data, that means your historical data. So this I am giving the lowest value, this value. So this value is not sanctioned to the loan. So this type of prediction analysis also we can able to do. So I will show one more small demo. So nowadays you see COVID. So lot of research, lot of projects are going on against the COVID. So similarly, so many data sets also available. We can able to analysis. We can able to do some research, or we can able to do some project against the COVID data. So this is the source where you can download the data. So it is up to data. They are giving the up to date data. It is a real data. I have to read the data from this particular site. This is the data. You see how many records are there? Almost 1,11,000 records are there. It is a worldwide data. So almost 1,11,000 records are there. And how many attributes columns are there? 62 attributes are there. What is the total deaths are there? What is the total cases? What is the new cases? What is the relation? Whether the particular person having the diabetes, or whether they are having the smoking habits, whether the death particular COVID is, whether it is any related with the particular smoking, or whether it is a diabetes or age. They are saying that above 60 or above 70% age people only, there's a chances for awaiting the COVID. So these kind of analysis, this kind of correlation we can able to do. Okay, so this is the data set. You see that I'm reading the first 5 records. I am reading the first last 5 records. It is a country wise, whole world, all the data will be there. All the location wise, all the data will be there. Suppose I am taking, I'm from the whole data set, I'm extracting only the India data. I'm extracting the location only the India. So India, you see, so 31 2020. So we are having very less cases. You see, other China and others only the cases are started in the month of March only. So for us it started very late only. For us it started very late only. Okay, so up to date. So India last 10 days. You see, up to what is date is there up to 22. So I downloaded yesterday only. I downloaded yesterday. So up to 22 the dates are there. Up to 22 what is the total cases in India? So this is the total cases. What is the total new cases on 22nd? What is the total deaths are there? What is the total deaths are there? What is the new death? All the attributes we can able to get the country wise data. Up to date data we can able to get it there. Okay. So I want to display. I want to plot the value. You see the date wise total cases. Date wise total cases. You see earlier dates we are having very less. Earlier dates we are having that very less only. So this is the almost 1.5 years data. So earlier we are having less. Again we got the little bit peak. Again slightly, and one stage we have the very peak. One stage we have the very peak. Now again we are getting down. So now the cases, you see the cases are decreasing. Now overall India the cases are decreasing. We hope very soon it will be go to the nil. That is everybody, our expectation is very soon it will go to the very nil. Okay, so particular one date, particular as 22nd, what will be the date? Particular one date, what is the cases about the individual country that we can able to get? And what is the cases of last India in 22nd? Particular one date, I want to know about the particular one day, or from the date we can extract, we can able to find what is the maximum cases, what is the maximum cases in that country. I want to know about the maximum 5 cases, 5 cities. What are the maximum, 5 countries. So I want to, so maximum, I want to know about the maximum 10 countries. I want to know about the maximum 10 countries data. So first Asia, Europe, North America. So earlier we were in the up, now we are getting a little bit down. So India is here. Okay. This kind of analysis, and among all the attributes, what is the correlation is there? What is the correlation among all the attributes? So instead of taking all the attributes, so I want to know about the, for example, age 65, age 75, diabetes, male smokers, and new death. So I am taking some of the attributes. I am taking the sum of the attributes value only. Out of the sum of the attributes value, so any correlation is there. Any correlation is there. So what is the correlation between the new death with the age 65, 0.2, 70, and the diabetes little bit higher. Diabetes little bit higher. Male smokers, according to the death and the smokers, there is no correlation. It is going to negatively. So there is no upward. But the aged people, you see the here and the diabetes aged 70, 65, 70, some correlation is there. So you can able to, you can also analyze with some other data also. You can able to analyze the some other data also. Okay. So similarly, so many prediction analysis we can do. So many prediction analysis we can do. Lot of data sets are available. So many sources. Yesterday in PPT, I have shared some of the sites where you can able to get the data set. Whether you are using diabetic prediction or cancer prediction or whatever it may be, whatever you are doing the research, according to your problem, so many data sets are there. So many data sets are there. You can download the data set, and so many already developed projects also there. You can see the GitHub. It's one of the site where you can able to get the some of the sample codes also there. Some of the projects, many projects also there. If you download or you can see that project, then you can able to get the more idea about the how you are going to use Python for implementing the data science, or how you are use the Python to implementing the small projects. Okay, so up to I will stop my presentation because already 20 minutes exceeded. So participants, so we cannot cover the Python. Python is normally when we are discussing the language, it will come when we are using the things only. Okay. So when we are using that language with some data set, then only you can able to get more idea in that particular tool. Okay. So participants, I will stop my presentation. So you can, if you have any doubts.
If participants can post their questions in the chat box.
So thanks participants. Last 2 days I extended sometimes. So in your future, suppose somebody is doing any projects in the data science or machine learning or deep learning. So somebody having in future, if you have any doubts also, anytime you can clarify. Okay, I am ready to help. Suppose if I don't know also, I will get your help from somebody. Definitely I will clarify your doubts.
If you have any queries, you can raise, please. A special thanks from Artificial Intelligence Department and behalf of Fisher Engineering College, sir.
Thank
Really,
you,
we had a great session on these 2 days with the proper demonstration of your coding and data set training. Everything is very professional one and learned a lot, sir. Thank you so much. In spite of your busy schedule, you have spent more time with us to enrich our knowledge, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sweta can propose the vote of thanks.
Yes, sir. So I would like to end the session with vote of thanks. We are very much grateful for having Dr. J. Arunvalan sir with us. Thank you so much for enlightening us with the knowledge of data science, sir. We got to know many things on data science and the implementation of Python using data science, and everything was nice, sir. The entire session was very beneficial for us. We learned many things, and I also thank all the participants for making use of this session. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir, Arul Valan, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. So thank you for giving me an opportunity. So thanks all the participants. Wish you good luck. So definitely you will learn a lot in that 2 weeks.
Sir,
program.
sir.
Wish
Last
you
2
good luck.
days
All
we
the best.
learned many things, sir. And
Oh.
all the programs you run the way is very easy and very understandable manner. Thank you, sir.
Because I didn't take some, because you told some student also there, some other faculty members also there. So everybody they can able to understand.
Sure, sir.
So learning is a self-interest, sir. If somebody even civil or mechanical, they really, if they are really interested, self-interested by individually, they can learn any one of the language. So nowadays everything is available in the net.
Sure, sir. Yes.
Self-interest is more important.
Yes.
So thank you all, thank you organizers and thank you participants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, bye, sir.
Ah.
Thanks, sir.